What is going on, everyone? In today's video, I'll be talking about a way that you can boost your credit score in 30 days for free. Now, the only catch is that this requires you to have the courage to expose yourself to someone that you trust that you need help with your credit. And I know that the talk about money and credit is pretty hard, but how they can help you is by asking them to be an authorized user on a credit card. So what exactly is an authorized user? Well, an authorized user is someone that's working on their credit to be added on someone else's credit card with good credit by piggybacking off their credit history. Now, if you ever play any MMO games such as League of Legends, then the person with good credit is the person that's ranked the highest and carries the entire team, while everyone else is a, authorized user and is getting a boost by getting all the experience and reaping in all the benefits. Noobs. Now, if you're lucky enough to have parents with good credit that allow you to be an authorized user, then you can reap in the benefits of their long credit history at a very young age. So when you buy your first car or rent your first apartment, just anything that you need credit for the first time, you'll already have some established credit compared to someone else with no credit at all. And if you're an adult trying to fix some credit mistakes that you've made, then this is a method to help boost your credit when you actually need it. But the key word is when you actually need it, because being an authorized user should only be used as leverage when you need it. Now, the argument to this is, what about emergency situations, where you can't wait 30 days to boost your credit because you need the best score then and there? And with that, well, if you have someone that trusts you enough to stay on as an authorized user for a long period of time, then I say go for it, especially if it helps you motivate yourself to control your finances much quicker. However, if you have bad credit and you're constantly maxing out your credit cards because you're irresponsible with your money, then boosting your credit score is just basically putting a band-aid on a situation until it gets out of hand again. Okay, so now that we're all in agreement that using the authorized user route is only for responsible people that has a plan to get their finances in track and using it as leverage when it's needed, let's then talk about what credit cards even allow this. So for the most part, almost any big bank. We got American Express, Bank of America, Discover, Chase, Citi, the list goes on. You just have to make sure with the card issuer if they report an authorized user to all three credit bureaus. Now, who is allowed to add you as an authorized user? And the answer to that is anyone. Anyone with a credit card can technically add you as an authorized user. So if you ever heard those stories of how someone got a credit card for their cat, then you can technically be an authorized user under your cat. But just make sure whoever you do use that they have a long history with exceptional credit. And if they're worried that you may mess up their credit, tell them not to worry. Only the primary account holder can mess up their credit by not paying their bills on time. Because even though you're an authorized user, it doesn't mean you actually have access to the card. It's up to the primary account holder to decide whether you have full, limited, or no access at all to the line of credit, which is what many parents do for their kids as teenagers to gain access to money instead of giving them cash all the time. Now, keep in mind, if you're the person with the good credit and you allow someone to be an authorized user under your account and you give them access to the line of credit, you're the one that's at full liability to pay off any charges that they make. Since you're the primary account holder, you're the one taking the risk, and the credit card company will go after you and not the authorized user. So my recommendation is that if someone does come to you and asking them to help build their credit history, to not give them any access to the line of credit and just merely have their name on the card. Now, there are no limits to how many cards you can be an authorized user on, but if you know someone that has multiple cards and you had to just choose one, then choose the one that has 100% paid on time history with the least amount to no debt at all and the oldest history, because those are the three largest factors that help determine your credit score. Now, earlier I mentioned that in my opinion, you should only become an authorized user when you actually need something that requires credit with a game plan to pay it off. Because if you have no game plan at all to pay it off, then you're just digging yourself into a bigger hole. But nonetheless, if you know your credit score is at a teetering point where you know you can get a better rate, let's say on a car, a house, or just anything that requires credit, then this is when becoming an authorized user comes into play. Just make sure that you plan ahead, because usually it takes about 30-day cycle for your credit history to be refreshed. And once you get approved and your rates are locked in and the deal is done for whatever you're trying to buy, then you can remove yourself as being an authorized user, unless the person that you're under doesn't mind you staying on. But that's basically an authorized user in a nutshell. It's just merely your name on someone else's card and you get their benefits of their good credit history. Now, there's a lot of controversy with credit where some people say it doesn't matter, while others say you need credit to stay ahead. But at the end of the day, credit is just another tool for leverage. Now, how you decide to use that leverage is on you. If you use it to purely buy consumer goods that drop in value from depreciation, then it's probably best to have really good credit so that you're paying the least amount of interest over time. But if you're using it to acquire more things to make you more money, then you can probably care less about the interest rates because you'll be making more money on the return on whatever you use it for. But however you do decide to use credit, to make sure to only use it when you have a plan on how to repay it. So please, disregard this entire video if you're not taking full responsibility on your debt and start working on it. And if you need help on how you can fix your credit, and if you need a customized plan on how you can control your debts and work your way to financial freedom, then I'll have a link below of 2 people that I recommend that can help you out remotely. But that's all I have for today's video. Get your debts under control and start building that credit so that you'll be in the best position when you buy your next home or any big purchases. And if you have any topics at all that you want me to discuss, then make sure you let me know in the comments below. But until then, I'll bother you guys next week, all right? So take care.